The fourth and final season of What's the Biz is brought to you by our amazing sponsors and the support of viewers like you. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? It's Tejul here. This is the fourth and final season of What's the Biz with TJ. Woo! In partnership with Launch Dayton. We are here at the Black Box Improv Theater in Dayton, Ohio, and we're ready to get started. So I have a few of my friends with me. You guys can see that this season looks a little different. Over the past couple of years, we've interviewed Black-owned businesses, and in the 3 seasons we've shot the show, we just realized it was like deeper things to discuss and talk about. It was more than just sharing their stories. It was about sharing their experiences behind the scene as well. So I'll introduce my people. This is Kourtney Terry with Tasty Love Baby Foods. This is Keenan Woods with Remarkable Ice. This is Karlisa Heflin with Tiny Scholars University. And this is Joshua Nalls with Nalls Davis Attorneys at Law. Y'all can see we switching it up. We usually go out and interview business owners at their locations, but my team and I, these past 3 seasons, have like really experienced business owners beyond their story. Like, it just felt superficial to just tell their story and then, you know, send customers their way. I would hear a lot of things about slumlords or not being able to get loans and different really serious issues that would come up. And I just wanted to use my platform to bring light to them, but also find solutions. And shout out to everyone out there who is already in this arena finding solutions. Connect with me, connect with these business owners. Let's connect more. And yeah, I would love that. So we'll get right into it. Can you guys explain your experience as Black business owners or the general experiences that you've seen or heard about for Black business owners?
I think I've had my struggles, my fair share, but I don't look at it as a way of quitting. I don't want to go back to working for anybody outside of myself. I think about my legacy, what I'm going to leave my girls. I think about my employees. How they get their bread and their butter. You know, I feel like a lot of times being a Black business owner, you have Black employees who don't take you serious. They will go to a white organization and do everything that that organization is requiring of them. But when it comes to us, they think that we're all on the same level or they can kind of just do what they want. Nonetheless, we've done a really good job at weeding the people out. So my prayer for myself is always that my vibe attracts my tribe. And so with that being said, I feel like there's maybe like a divine appointment actually being here, because each one of you offers something that I feel like my business could benefit from as much as well as your business could benefit from me as well.
We're gonna get into that.
I'd say just as a Black owner, you know, everyone experiences uniquely their own. So as far as with the Black experience of owning a business, I think everyone individually has their own uniqueness, and it comes to that personal growth.
And if I could add really quick, just one of the stresses that comes along with it is, as Black people, we have this collective representation approach that we use, whereas many other cultures don't necessarily have to use that, right? But what I carry around with me every day is whatever decision that I make, I know that I represent more than myself. It's not just me, it's my family, you know, the institutions that I've attended or different things like that, but it's also, you know, the skin that I wear. Being Black is one of those representations that before you make a decision, think about who all you're impacting. And that carries over into business. You know, you can't, you know, make the reputation of Black business people look like this, you know, this negative thing. And so you gotta, when you're not in business, when you're just in the community, you gotta watch what you do, because you still represent that business and you still Black doing it.
Because we hold on to these identities. We have that Black experience where we have that commonalities and a lot of things. You know, we all been into a building where people followed us around or looked at us crazy. And I think it really just comes down to those emotions of how am I feeling? What's making me feel like this? Because if we don't change the way or identify how we feel, we just keep repeating the same experience, repeating the same experience. And that's what I do with my business is I believe that a lack of words is a lack of experience, because if I only looking for happiness within our community, everybody just want to be happy. Happy, 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 right? But I'll say this, if you found $20 on the ground outside, you happy. But if you went to the doctor and they say you cancer free, are you happy? But is it the same feeling?
Right.
And we got to figure out these different words to explain our experiences. And that right there with different words, it's a whole different world that you can see, So I think with the Black experiences, like we have to share knowledge, we have to share our experiences, but let's not get caught up in sticking to one identity of, oh yeah, they coming for us, or we know, like we've been seeing this, we've seen generations of what game is being played.
Right.
How can we change we know the parameters, how creative can we get?
Yeah.
It's all about mindset and finding solutions instead of sticking to the problem.
And that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but as a community, we can make that happen. It's all about changing our mindset, like you just said, without always looking at, man, what they doing to us, or man, this just happened. Because the honest to God truth is other communities go through stuff too. And one thing that I have learned the past couple of years, especially, is that it's all about solutions. You got to be on your toes with solutions. You can't, when something happened to you, you can have your moment. You can have your moment.
Have your moment.
You can
Wipe
have
the
your
tears
moment.
and get up.
But get your ass up
Yeah.
and get to it.
I agree.
I think being told no. We've gone to so many banks, so many institutes. They've made really big promises, especially in childcare. Your revenues is pretty good, but from the outsiders looking in, if they've seen how much our childcare center may have made, they're not taking into consideration overhead. They're not taking into consideration payroll, catering services, utilities, just all of those things. But just being told no. Walking in, and I feel like the worst thing somebody can ever do is tell me no. I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna see if I qualify for it. We bank with one financial institute. They sold us like really big dreams. You qualify for this credit card amount, you qualify for this, and then to be denied and not to have the courtesy of picking up a phone call and saying, your application was denied, but to have somebody else from another institute call us, and we've been with this bank for quite some time. I feel like it's like oppression still in regards to lending. So, your underwriters, they may tell you no for certain things, or, you can be in business. They say you be in business for 2 years. They're looking at your business credit. No, they're still looking at you. They're still watching you. They judge you off paper. So I just feel like God has always made a way. It's just been it's been a learning experience. It has been struggles, but just as many struggles as it has been blessings. It has been good just as much as.
In September of 2023, the National Black Food Justice Alliance had the opportunity to come together and visit the George Floyd Square in Minneapolis, Minnesota. George Floyd's murder changed the world. It was one of a few moments where everyone across the globe came together for the Black community. To see this community turn this area into a powerful memorial and place to gather reminded me of the power of the people. We watched as people dehumanized George Floyd and justified his murder, but we also saw the collective bloom as many others came together to invest in the power of the Black community through the Black economy. We understand that the real change starts with our economy and access to capital, because strong businesses breed strong communities. This is urgent. We cannot play games or be passive about attaining what we deserve. The success of Black business owners directly correlates to our community's health and well-being. George Floyd, you changed the world. We cannot stop fighting. We cannot go back to sleep. We cannot stop working to make this world a better place for future generations.
Do y'all remember when like George Floyd was murdered? And everybody, it felt like everybody in the world was on the same page about the Black experience. Like, that's messed up. Well, we all gonna do something about it. We got hella followers. Shout out to you. Hope you're still following and supporting Black-owned businesses. But we got hella followers, and it was just like this energy. We all tired of it. And then it all kind of like slowly faded.
You know they say that we forget easily.
All but everybody, and like now it's like even major corporations that was about that life, it's just like, oh, everything is back to normal now. Like we back to our like, you know, regularly scheduled program. And I think that's what angers me the most, is because we were all in this experience. We were all ready to do something, and the results of that came like, come and take this financial class, and like not like, let's go to these banks and advocate so Black-owned businesses can get the same kind of money that we dishing out to all these other businesses, or Black-owned businesses can get these buildings, you know, for a cheaper price or less taxes, you know. So I think that's where my anger, because I've seen it. If I didn't see it, I'd probably still be kind of mellow. Season 4 would look really different. it would still be like, hey, I'm at Tasty Love Baby Food again, girl, how you doing? But now it's like, no, I know y'all know what's going on.
When before I started my business, I was reaching out to, because I didn't have the concept of my business, which is baby food prep, until right before I started my business. So I had the idea, then I learned the concept, and then I did my research by calling other businesses around the country, because there aren't any in Ohio. To ask, you know, questions about what they were doing, what worked, how they got started, what supply. And some of them, of course, they're going to be like, I'm not going to give you that information. But they gave me enough information to know, okay, this is what I'm doing. Exactly. This is what I'm going to do. And I think for me, that was just a natural instinct to go into before starting my business.
Like there are barriers that are created by, you know, systemic things that have taken place throughout time, right? But then also those systemic things create internal things within ourselves that kind of turn into barriers for each other. So, you know, I'm not gonna go too deep too, but you can go back to Reconstruction and find this. There are certain free Black people who want to put themselves, you know, above the rest. And then that leads to this crabs in a barrel type of thing that you hear people talk about, right? But the concept of, you know, kind of kiss the ring, wait your turn, is, I think, detrimental to our community. I don't think that we can afford.
What does that mean?
So it's when the more seasoned people look at the less seasoned people and say, nah, it ain't your turn yet. You know? And so, and that, you know.
And that's us against us, though.
Right, correct. And I see less and less of it because it's getting called out now. I think that our generation does a really good job of calling it out. And it gets called out more. And I think because we speak up, people are more so willing to sit down with us. I think it's the boldness in it that, you know, opens
like,
people
I know
up
you
to
put
us.
in the work, and I know that you've been here for a while. But I'm not about to kiss your ring. I'm coming to you because obviously I have a level of respect for you, and I'm wanting to sit down and talk to you about your business.
Right.
But you do have a lot of businesses that are like, nah, you gotta put in your work too.
But people only can help you with how they can help you, you know, because just me asking questions, right? I might ask my dad something, right? He Generation X or baby boomer, one of them. But, you know, I'm asking questions, but, you know, he might not be able to get the answer that I'm looking for, because subconsciously I'm looking for a certain type of answer, or how I want you to answer a certain type of way. But if they only could give us what they have, then if they say, yeah, no, kiss the ring and wait your turn, that's the answer I'm giving you. Kiss the ring and wait your turn.
But later generations are, I gotta have it right now. We are looking at what we can get right now. That was it, the microwave generation.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. And so, you know, some of that is you gotta put in some work. And regardless of whether you get these nuggets or this information, you still gonna have to put in work. If I can answer your question, some of the barriers, whether it's mindset or fact, that I have gone through is like blatant color issues. Like I keep saying that if I was, because the other thing is I have a niche product, baby food, fresh, frozen, not being sold in stores right now. Well, frozen baby food is not being sold. And so for me, it's a little bit of that, but it's also, if I was white, I feel like I would be much further than where I am right now. Down to, you know, I've sent emails to childcare centers. I've been introduced by people who are close friends with these childcare center owners, large childcare center owners that are white, sent emails and I don't receive anything back, you know, and that is, it might be a mindset, because if I know childcare center owners well enough, I know that y'all are so busy, and so there may not be time, but you know, so for me,
take that task.
So for me, it's like, man, if I was white, would you answer my email? Would you give me that time?
I feel like we do experience things like that, and I do like the mindset of like, okay, it's there. How can we maneuver around it? But we do experience things like that, and the reason why What's the Biz season 4 is here to like bring those experiences to the surface, so whoever wants to be an ally or whatever can do so, but so that we can all just like create our own thing and like okay, y'all want to act like this? All right, we about to figure it out together. Which brings me to the next question. So what does it look like for Black business owners to come together and build power? Like what does it look like?
Partnerships.
Become a protective group.
Yeah.
I love
What does that look like?
Yeah,
What does
tell
that
me.
look like? Get like a Black membership card where, you know, when we get discriminated now, we are coming as a group. You know, we got bylaws. We got a real organization, just like what our peers do, right? In different demographics, different.
I feel like that's within our group.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, but because it's strength, it's strength in numbers, right? So what if we all got a Black coalition group where
I'm down.
we all, you know, get a membership, you know, we could have meetings like this to share experiences. So, hey, I bank with so-and-so. Hey, you need to talk to Miss Cooks. You know, she the one, that's the loan officer you want to talk to.
Is that real loan officer?
Nah, I just but, you know, but we really have to meet each other where we at, you know.
Yeah.
Let go of the identities that we try to hold on to. The only identity that we holding on to, we are Black Americans trying to build a business, you know, and we helping each other out. We got to become a protected group, because once we become a protected group, then now we got the law on our side, we got numbers on our side, and we got a lawyer on our side.
To me, it's internal and external. It's external on what's on the surface. That's the tactical things that we can do, and then it's internal in terms of like mindset, in terms of the core, right, of what's at the core of all of this. It won't work without this. But so on the external, the tactics. It's like you said, partnerships, limited partnerships, joint ventures, these different types of things. The mindset, the understanding that you don't have to own 100% of everything, right? If we need a $20,000 investment, I got 10, you got 5, we got 20, right? And so let's make this investment, because part of something is better than all of nothing, right? So those are the tactical things that we can do. You can sit down at the table with us. We do partnerships on a consistent basis. We explain to people how this is a solution to access to capital. You don't have it yourself, but we got it, right? So let's do something. On the internal piece, at the core of all of this, to me, is empathy. Without it, none of this works. I don't care what tactics you learn. If you don't learn and see that, as an educator, I had to learn this. It's part of the job, you know. If you can't care about what other people care about, then we'll never become that protected group, because we'll never be a group.
Right.
It requires for me to just literally ask about what you got going on, right? And to listen, and because curiosity creates certainty, and then that's what we all kind of come together. But all this starts at empathy. You're not gonna get the curiosity without the empathy.
What's up, guys? It's Dorian Hunter coming at you today to let you know that now is a more important time than ever to make sure that you're insured. I'm an insurance agent with Elliott Insurance, where we specialize in all types of insurance from car, home, life, business, all of those. So if you're in need of any of these services, please let us know. We're more than happy to help you out. So give us a call below and we'll get you taken care of.
I feel like I'm not curious enough.
Me too.
I'm about to go home and do some.
So how do you? So this is one of my beliefs, right? We all, it's 5 of us on this stage. It's 5 different worlds, right? We all have our own reality. How do you explore somebody else's reality without being judgmental or hostile? Because what we are conditioned at Black America, we don't have no time to show sympathy, empathy, or compassion, right? It's grind. Nah, don't worry about your feelings. Especially with men in the community, we don't even think about feelings. With women, y'all got y'all thing where y'all trying to do. We got to figure out how do we explore each, because all of us are one of one.
I don't think it's about exploring as much as acceptance. You can meet somebody. You don't have to dig in and ask the questions. You can meet somebody where they are and accept them for who they are with not completely understanding who they are.
But how can you do that?
When some people are guarded, you got people who don't trust people. You got people who may have ill intentions. You have people, who may be open and willing. And you got some people who will be taken straight advantage of by thinking that they can just go into something and everybody has the same mindset.
Right.
A lot of things that I hear with like community and customers is like, not a lot of things, but it's just a thought. It's like, sometimes it's like not a reciprocal relationship between business owners and customers. It's like, shop with us, shop with us, shop with us, and we're gonna take our money somewhere else and then still shop with us and help us build our fortune. That next level of the Black economy looks like Black business owners and customers coming together. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? Like, how can business owners and community members come together and make it a more reciprocal relationship? Do you feel like that's something that's needed?
I do feel like it's needed. I think it's hard. It can be hard because going back to something you said earlier, and I think it's called business acumen. Everybody don't have that same level of knowledge or professionalism. And so for me, it's hard sometimes. Like sometimes if I'm not a person that buys compulsively, I buy stuff that I need, and if I don't need it, but I want to support you, I'm gonna give you the money and tell you to give it to somebody else. But I feel like even with those businesses, that's where we fall short within our own community, is that business acumen. Because I might want to support you, but if you're not giving me what I need, I can't keep that going.
Well, like you said earlier, you have to explore, though. That's my answer. You got to explore. You got to explore people. Because you got to meet them where they at. Because if this is my building, you like, hey, you want to use it? What I want out this situation, I want to sell 10 egg sandwiches. It might be weird, but that's what I want out the situation. That's what I want out the situation. And you can have it as long as you want, as long as I can sell my sandwiches.
Have you ever wondered, what does the next level of the Black economy look like? Let's reimagine. 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 Together, we can reimagine.
Let's get in our minds and go on a trip and use our imagination and let's like talk about what that next level of the Black economy looks like.
I say we pay some fees, and everybody who want to be a part of it. If you gonna pay, that means you want to play.
I want to play.
I see a world where we have, significantly more access to opportunity, much more access to capital, but I also see a world where we've started to really fill those gaps, and it's more opportunities for us to go shop Black.
Absolutely. I wish a lot of the Black child care centers stuck together like all of the larger organizations. If we stuck together, we can help each other get 5 stars. We can help each other with the food program. We can have Head Start and transportation, everything that we needed, because we are giving each other resources and we're helping each other out. It's just so hard for us all all of our programs look different. Let me just say that. You can walk into one Black child care center and it won't be anything the same when you walk into another one. We all create our own culture, but all this paperwork the same. All this paperwork that's going to ODGFS is the same, So if we was all able to just sit down, some like-minded people, and just get it done, our kids will they will be ready to enter into kindergarten. They will be successful, moving further through primary school. So,
That's real. I think about childcare services all the time, and just like how hard it is for y'all, and just like what would it look like if y'all all purchased items together, or like, I don't know, exchange resources or help with resources. So I like that.
So one thing that happened with me recently is I received a grant. I don't have to say organization name.
Yeah.
Okay. So I received a grant through the Dayton Urban League.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And this is money, right? At the core of everything, I just got some money. But also one thing that I really appreciated about the Dayton Urban League is they didn't stop at giving me money. I get emails on emails on emails, and not just emails, like newsletters about things that are happening. I get emails about things that I could be doing. So for me, it's not just monetary resources. It is connections. It is those rules and policies, opportunities that may come up. And I think, if I'm answering your question correctly, I think that is needed more, because oftentimes there is access to money, but we get the money and then we just walk away. There isn't any follow-up afterwards. So you get organizations that get money to open up a brick and mortar. They open up the brick and mortar, and then you see them closing their doors a couple of years down the line. Stay with the follow-up, send those emails, make those calls. I think that's needed more. And I think that the Dayton Urban League is learning, or has learned that recently. I have not been connected with them long, but I think that's one thing I really appreciated.
Agreed. I work with the Urban League. Let's see. She keep you in the like when things going on. You got to show up.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you just got to show up.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks so much for coming and like sharing your story and being on the season finale of What's the Biz. We have conversations up with experts to follow up on these conversations and kind of give us the steps to that next level of a Black economy. So yeah, thanks for coming, and make sure you tune in, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on What's the Biz, and be a part of this conversation. If something was here and you really rocked with it, let us know. If you have something to contribute, let us know. And if you like it, just drop a comment. Make sure you follow these beautiful business owners, and let's just keep building power.